All right, another one of those kings of the woods. Is this the McCulloch Pro Mac 1010? Is this arguably the best firewood chainsaw to have? And why would it be? Let's go ahead. Let's look into it. Alright, so this saw right here, in controversy, could be considered the best firewood chainsaw that had ever come out amongst the McCulloch chainsaw lineup. This one is the refined version, the Pro Mac 1010. From the whole entire series of the 1, the 2, the 3, of the 54cc series. They came out with, there was right side start ones, and then they were the left side start, which all of them later on went to that. 54cc, it'll handle your firewood needs cleanly. It was manufactured from 1977 to 1982. This saw right here it was just overall super refined by the time they got to this stage and everything. With the smaller air filter on them, the SDC carb, thankfully they got away from them god-awful bullfrogs. Those were horrible. But they got away from those giant air filters that are, to this day, still hard to find. They went to these little tiny ones, which you could still find these. You can find the Stens ones. And aftermarket, and this is the official McCulloch one still sitting in here. At 54 cc's, I would not be one of those people that would say, hey, I could put a 24-inch or a 28-inch on it and say, oh, it's cutting and it cuts great. It probably will, but you're not going to be in its power band. You're going to be putting a lot more stress on things that just don't need to see that kind of stress and everything. It's just a lot more that it just doesn't need. If you need, it's argued and everything. Guys, oh, I put 24, I put 28, and I put it in big old wood, it cuts. You can put a 20-inch bar on a Mini Mac, and it will still cut. Is it going to be the best idea? Probably not. So if you need more bar, I would go with the bigger one, like a 710 or a Super Pro 81, which those are really, really nice power to weight ratios and stuff. But I have a whole video on that too and everything, so I'll link that in the description if I remember to. But for 54 cc's, the price of the time, which I couldn't tell you what it was and everything, I don't know. But for that, the mass production of these saws and everything, and right here, they are super common. So it's one of those, don't overpay for one. $100 tops for a good runner, good everything and whatnot. And that's what I paid for this. I paid $100 for it years ago. I had a 24-inch bar on it. I put a bow bar on it, which made it even better of a firewood saw. I carry a little PM555 with me that has like a 16-inch bar on it and everything. Once again, part of that 10 series, excellent. I still would not put a 24 or 28-inch bar on that. That 3 extra cc's and higher compression, it just doesn't really do as much. It ain't gonna do the justice in saying, oh, this has got the power of a 70cc. No, it doesn't. So it's just, this saw right here is perfect from a 16, the 20-inch, and if you're cutting 20-inch wood, you are going to stay in the butter zone for the power on this, and it's just absolutely going to do everything you want. There's a reason these saws are still alive today, other than being taken care of. They were just, by people, I feed mine 87 octane, 32-to-1 fuel mix. I do that, nothing special on any of the oils or anything, and they just run fantastic. These have an iron sleeve in them. I think it's iron or steel, but it isn't chrome bore. It really stands up to the test of time on these. It does make it weigh a little more, but it helped stand up to the test of time on these and just really kept these saws going to this day. This one's, I think, is a little bit newer of a model because it has a user presence lever on it down here. Maybe if I show it. User presence. So that helps out. Yeah, that's I think it's newer and everything. I'm not sure. It's not electronic ignition. This still has the points and condenser inside of it, which honestly I prefer. The electronic ignition coils, there were variations of it and just prone to going out. This one right here, she just runs real well, cuts very well. The bow bar on it helps even more with being a firewood saw, because if you're cutting stuff like this big around, for instance, you know, and smaller and stuff, it saves your back even more on being a firewood saw. Just, you're right there, you're just using it as that. And I got a bow bar, why bow bars and everything, have a video on that. I'll also link that in the description too on them, and I go through on that. So ultimately, a perfect firewood saw right here. The McCulloch, the best of the best you're going to get and everything, is definitely going to be, at least for the power to weight ratio, if you're cutting smaller stuff and everything, you don't want to use up a bunch of fuel and everything, running like 70, 80 cc's, which I don't mind that. I don't care. I love running my Super Pro 81. It's got a 24-inch roller nose. It came with it like that, and it was used by a guy who did logging or whatever out on the West Coast and stuff. So, and it's just overall, it's a great one. I love running it. I love the sound of that. But this right here, you port these get ported, whether you open up the exhaust a little bit on them and stuff like that. They really respond well to it and do even better. So, and Jeremy Bell, he does a great job on those. And you need one ported, he's probably the guy to help you do that, get that done and everything. So, but overall, these saws right here are just common. You can find them, perfect, you know, power to weight. They just straight up, they handle the test of time of saws and everything. And there's a reason why they survive today compared to somebody who would say, oh, this firewood saw right here. And it's like, yeah, in 10 years, where's that going to be? In the trash. This one right here in 10 years, it's still going to be running, even if I used it daily. Parts can be found for these, modern seals. Brian Genrich, he makes fuel tank gaskets for these. I have replaced that on this one also, and I've got a video on that. Fantastic. It is cut out precisely. This has not leaked at all since I replaced it. It used to leak real bad right here. He's the guy too to go for gaskets for these also. He's got the full list of them and everything. You can still find bars for these, Oregon bars. It's just, it's not a saw I see anytime soon people are just going to stop using. They have their reason why. And I'm for sure whenever somebody says, hey, I got to go cut, you know, I got smaller stuff and everything, this one's in the truck to come with, because I'm not bending over. I'm not going to sit there and use a straight bar and try to cut stuff on the ground when I've got a bow bar on this, combined with probably the best of the firewood cutting saws that have ever been made. It's just, it's arguably the best, as I have said. And if you think there's a better one of the McCulloch lineup, let me know in the comments. Heck, you can find me in McCulloch Chainsaws North America also. If you got one, talk about your experience to us about it. What do you think? The ProMac 1010. Yes, automatic oiler, has a override. It is just one heck of a decent saw. And I highly recommend you have one in your collection, even if you're not really using it. It's just, everybody sees that and automatic, you're going to know you've got a good firewood saw. So, I'd say this is just a quick video on another Kings of the Woods, doing a saw review on this amazing McCulloch ProMac 1010. Real quick, if you like to see these videos and stuff like that, you want me to try to review one that I may have or something like that and whatnot, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Also, like, comment, share, don't fall over, subscribe, and we'll keep on putting out more videos and everything and whatnot. In the past series videos, you can watch those, comment. I try to read all the comments and everything that you guys leave. So, and respond to them, stuff like that. You can find me on Instagram. It's in the community section. We've got more, another wild idea coming up here on polishing a turd on another saw. So, but we'll get to that later. Till then, thanks for watching.